Hello, we're here with Dr. Wiegand from the WVU Clarinet studio. Dr. Wiegand, welcome.
Good morning, everyone.
So today we're going to be talking about preparations to audition for the Clarinet studio. But first, if you could just tell us a little bit about yourself and about your studio.
Okay, I'm in my house right now. This is my practice room where I've obviously spent a lot of time. I have 3 college degrees from the Oberlin Conservatory of Music from Northwestern University, and I did my doctorate at Florida State. Throughout my whole professional career, I've sort of had a dual career. I've been teaching at a university, and I've been playing in a symphony orchestra at the same time. For 25 years, in addition to teaching at WVU, I played in the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra about half the time. I've also played in the Pittsburgh Symphony and the National Symphony Orchestra during that time. Right now, there's no orchestras going on, but I've been an active performer as well as a teacher. For my students, it's pretty much the same thing when they go to college. Of course, they take their classes, they take their lessons with me, but there's all kinds of performing opportunities. There's our orchestra, our wind symphony, there's a group called Chamber Winds, which I conduct, and there's jazz ensembles or small ensembles, all sorts of opportunities to be performing and rehearsing in whatever kind of a venue you like.
Excellent. And as students prepare for their audition, what recommendations might you have for them?
And I have put a good bit of thought in that. First of all, our audition repertoire is listed online, and it is very deliberately non-specific. We're not requiring a particular piece or anything that's locked in. The reason for that is we get good students with all kinds of different backgrounds. Some students have had lessons for a long time. Some of my best students have entered here and have never even had lessons. So you need to pick something that you think shows off your ability the best, whether it's something technically difficult, something musically difficult, something more basic. Just show us what you can do. Tips for that, once again, repertoire is your choice. We'd like to have 2 pieces that are sort of contrasting. That could be 2 different etudes. It could be 2 movements out of the same piece, whatever it is. As long as there's a faster section and a slower kind of section, that would be good. First priority, make sure that you have really good, accurate rhythm. Practicing with a metronome is always a good idea. Maybe go back over your audition video before you send it. Make sure the rhythm is super accurate. Make sure you have a good, confident sound. When you're making the audition video, it's not a time to be worrying about what you sound like. Right now, you sound like you sound. You're not going to change that. But get a good, vibrant read, use a lot of air, and project confidence in your playing. That's much more important than whether you sound a certain way. Make sure that you play with musical expression. If it says forte or piano, really do that. Make some phrases up or down, some sort of shape for your music. If you do those 3 things, rhythmic accuracy, a good confident sound, and musical expression, that will lead to confidence. You will have confidence that, all right, maybe it's not perfect, but this is good for me right now. This represents what I can do. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for students with a lot of potential. We're not necessarily looking for polished final projects. That's what we're to do. We're here to improve you, but we want to see potential. And if you do those things I said, I think that's probably your best shot.
Excellent. And students this year are going to have a different audition process than in prior years in that they are going to be submitting an audition video to us, and then they will have the opportunity to meet with you at a scheduled time on the audition dates. Could you talk a little bit about what the expectations are for the audition video and for that meeting with you?
Okay, we're trying to keep this as much like a, quote, normal year as we can. You would come in and play your audition for us live, us being the woodwind faculty. So you're making the video in place of that audition. Normally what would happen then is on the audition day, sometime after you play, I would come and meet with you for a few minutes along with your parents or whoever brought you. I would like to duplicate that experience. So I want to meet with you live. Parents are welcome, actually encouraged. And the main thing I want to happen during that meeting is for you to ask me any questions you have. Write them down so you don't miss anything. I think by now, this is my 38th year at WVU. I think I've probably heard all the questions before, but maybe you can stump me on one that's brand new. I don't know. I will ask you a few things. We'll probably talk about your instrument a little bit, maybe your mouthpiece or reeds, a little bit of clarinet dorking out, but mostly you'll have a lot of questions. In this meeting, I will also have with me a WVU clarinet student, probably an upperclassman. So you might have some questions for a student that is currently in the studio. So be thinking about that too.
All right, and the final question, what else should students know? Anything else that you'd like to highlight for those interested in the clarinet studio?
I think you'll get a feeling of what our studio is like when you meet with me and when you meet with this other student. We're very friendly, we're very accepting, we're very open. We're also very honest. We have a studio meeting, meets every Thursday night. There's a lot of student performing going on at that time. And I work with the students how to critique each other. And it's done very politely and very supportively, but you will be learning from each other as well. The studio gets along exceptionally well. There's no jerks in there. And we try to have a good time and be sort of a little family in addition to learning a lot. You should be hearing about your acceptance into WVU very soon after your audition. By very soon, we're talking days, not weeks. In terms of music scholarship, that's a little bit more complicated because we have to consider the incoming class as a whole. Sometimes that takes a little bit longer. So please be patient with us there.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time. And to those students viewing, we look forward to hearing your auditions.